Okay, there are 2 copies here. One is for the lecture for the first 7 weeks. Another one is for the practical. Sign 2 times. Okay, for 2 copies, but for 7 weeks. So you need to sign like what? 14 times?
Saya dah sakit kat Aiman, dia tak dapat datang, dia directing.
What?
Dia sakit-sakit.
Alright, okay. How many tak datang?
2 hari ni.
No. Lecture, yeah, satu. Lecture. Can you put a date? Do you still remember? Tolong put the date for week 1 until week 7. How many tak datang? From Michael? Okay. Cepat. This is not even half of the class. What happened? It's already 2:30.
Belajar tidur rasanya.
Can you call your friend, please? That's not even half of the class. How many groups are there in this class? Is it 5 or 6? I keep forgetting. How many groups? You got group what? Oriza? What else? What? Sweet petal. What else? Tak ingat. Tak datang. Pick a punk. What else? Gloriosa. 5. What's the other one? Group, mesti group tu tak datang kan? Lavender. Is it lavender? Really? Okay. Only 5 or got 6? You can distribute the copies, okay? Maybe your friend, the name is in the other sheet. How are we going to start if your friend don't come? It's not even half of it. If they don't come, we have to do the class again. Is there any representative for each group? Reza, you got it? Okay. Sweet petal? Got. Vegapunk? Sorang? Gloriosa? Lavender? Okay. Alright. No, I just need to see your leaf assignment. Okay, can you show me first? Can you open it? Open. Boleh buka-buka kat sini. Macam mana? Kan? Login lah. Login apa? Login RS. Sekejap login Ustaz. No. Just yeah, cuti, yes. You still need to, yeah. Because we have done replacement for that. House class dengan Prof Uma, okay. I lost my watch. Where's my watch? Tak ada, pada tadi dah tak ada. Sebab every time marah kat Elizabeth kan, jam tak ada kat tangan. Which group first? Oriza. No, Eurosa. You got here? Eurosa? Anybody here? Okay. All right. Can you come here? Tell me what's going on. Show me what have you done for your assignment. You can control. Go to the screen. Tell me. So tell me, what did you group do, and what's that about? Very quickly. You can do this like 5 minutes. Engkau dekat UPM, bukan Maxi Center. Sabar. It's downloading. That's kind of super slow. I don't bring my tablet. Since this thing is slow, do you have it on the USB stick? Yeah. No. Why not? Yeah, that's not happening. Anybody want to donate fast internet to the computer? If we finish everything today, you don't have to come to any more classes. Or do you want to come to 3 more classes?
No.
Let's finish everything today. Okay, tell me what's going on.
Here we are from Gloriosa. We do a modification of leaf.
Yep.
And there are several modifications such as storage leaf.
Storage
leaf.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, what about the storage leaf?
Okay, storage leaf is a modification. The adaptation helps plant to conserve very limited supply of water and resist desiccation, which is drying up.
Desiccation.
Usually, this plant were at the hot and dry climate.
Okay.
So,
Example
is the Drosera ovata, jade plant, and Chevera pulvinata.
Echivera.
So, what makes them can survive in hot and dry weather is the metabolism, is the reaction of photosynthesis type of plant. We say CAM. They reducing water loss from their leaf without limiting photosynthesis, which they undergo the gases exchange during the night, and during the day they undergo the photosynthesis.
Okay.
Okay, so this is an example. Another example, which is from succulent, silver dollar plants, candy cane, sedum firecracker sunsparkle, hammer sunset variegata, and the last one in storage plant, which is onion. This onion storage
The leaf. What do you call this? The leaf here.
The leaf we call it scales.
Fleshy leaf.
Fleshy.
Scale. Yeah. Correct as well.
Okay.
Yep.
It store water, food material, and mucilage of the plants.
Okay.
Okay. So we proceed to the leaf tendril.
Okay, hi, assalamualaikum everyone. So I will continue our presentation with leaf tendrils. Okay, so leaf tendrils is one of the modification of the leaf. So basically it is a slender twinning organ that often present in the plant that has weak and soft stem. So basically the function of tendrils to provide the mechanical support and then to climb up the nearly trees or stem. Okay, so there are several plant examples to describe plant tendrils. So firstly, we're going to look at the tendrils mechanism. Okay, so this movement by tree can be defined as a thigmotropism, where the plant parts will alter its regular patterns and move toward object due to external touch stimulus. Okay, so the leaf will move around the stick or stem nearby it and start climbing from the stem. Okay, so there are several types of leaf tendrils. So the first one is leaflet. The example is green pea, which is Pisum sativum. Okay, so this legume is referred as a compound leaf. The tendrils tend to grow nearly at two over leaf, which is the terminal tendrils. Okay, so next is cat claw creeper, which is Dolichondra umbiscati L, and Clappergis. Okay. So the next one is stipules modified tendrils. Okay, stipule is a foliar appendage at the base of the leaf sheath that modify into tendrils. Okay. So the example of the tendrils is bristly greenbrier, which is Smilexis pida. So the tendrils which move in pairs on the petioles will help plant to climb. Okay, so the next one is leaf tips. Okay, leaf tip tendrils is modified or leaf part which is found in weak stem plant. So the example is Gloriosa lily. Okay, so the leaf tip tendrils which allow the plant to cling to other structure for climbing purpose. Alright, so this is the reference. I will proceed with spine.
Okay, next for the leaf spine. Leaf spines is work as a defensive structure and also reduce water loss due to transpiration. Because in spine we have a sunken stomata. Okay, spines, the primary function of spine is to protect the plant, which when the leaves are modified into spines, the surface area reduces and this lessens the water loss. And photosynthesis in this case is performed by the stem, the green color. Okay, so there's some definition in spine and thorn and prickles, which might confusing. The thorn are modified stem in the plant, and spines are modified leaf or stipule. Prickles are an outgrowth from the epidermis of the plant. So this is the example of a plant which have spines. Honey locust, you can see, Mohonia aquifolium. I like aquifolium. Okay, that's all.
Okay, I will continue with scale leaf. Scale leaf is small, sharp pointed leaf with a broad base, and usually scale leaf is we can find it as membranous and also it colorless. And the function of scale leaf is to protect the axillary bud which is present in the axil. And for the example is usually in rhizome and cypress. Sometimes scale leaf it is function as a storage. Okay, for the example is Asparagus officinalis. We can see the scale leaf on the stem. And then Cucuma longa, here is the scale leaf. And then Allium cepa, the scale is near here. The function is to function as a storage. Okay. Storage. Okay. Okay.
Okay. So we will go to the leaflet hook. Okay. Leaflet hook are the hook like a modification of the terminal leaflet of the compound leaves of the some weak stem plant for clinging and climbing on the solid spot. In the some plant, the terminal leaflet of the leaf get modified into hook-like structure that help them climbing. So the leaf hook ni is actually help the plant climbing with the support like a pillar and everything. So the like example is Bignonia unguinscati. There are three terminal leaflet of compound leaves are modified into cake claw like hook. And the second is Ictogonon lectopus. Okay, this the leaf modification like first leaf hook, Bignonia, leaf spine, Zizopus, pilot, Acacia, and the last picture in Nepenthes.
Is it just me or this thing looks a bit blur? The image on the
Oh.
right bottom.
I don't know how to write this because it's like that.
Can you correct that? Make it clearer for this slide? Later.
Later, okay.
Correct this.
Okay, so that's we'll pass to leaf root.
Okay, hello everyone. I will continue with leaf roots. Okay, as you can see, in front of you, the picture. Leaf root is a leaf that has been modified to get benefit from the environment. Okay, normally roots will grow from leaf to obtain needs such as absorption of nutrient and water. As you can see, the picture, I put that to be like example for you. The roots grow below the leaf to absorb nutrients and water. Okay, so we will see the example of leaf root later. So, in the case of Salvinia sp, one node contains 3 leaves. 2 of these leaves are normal, and the third is altered to become adventitious roots that aid in floating on the water surface. Okay, this is the example of leaf roots. You can see water moss. Scientific name Salvinia sp. Small, floating aquatics with creeping stems. Branch bearing hairs on the leaf surface, papillae, but no true roots. Leaves are in thigmotrophs spore with 2 leaves, green, sessile or short petiole, flat, entire and floating, and 1 leaf finely dissected, petiolate, root-like and pendant. Submerged leaf bearing sorry that are surrounded by specific membranous indusia, sporocarps. So this is one of example of leaf roots. And the second one is kalancho. Kalancho we call it I think in Malay stawa. Okay, you can find it in our slide. Okay, so common name is widow stream. You can look the family origin China, Southern and Southeast Africa. Okay, most of shrubs are perennial, herbaceous plants, but a few are annual or biennial.
Herbaceous.
Herbaceous. Okay, the largest kalanchoe Beharensis from Madagascar can reach 6 meter, 20 feet. Okay, tall. But most species are less than 1 meter, 3 feet tall. So kalanchoes open their flowers by growing new cells on the inner surface of the petals to force them outwards, and on the outside of the petals to close them. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think some root have modified like this. Okay, so that's all for me. Thank you.
Okay, so I will continue the presentation with the pilot. A little information of phyllodes is phyllodes are modified patches or leaf stems, which are leaf-like in appearance and function. In some plants, phyllodes become flattened and widen, while the leaf itself becomes reduced or vanish altogether. Thus, the phyllote comes to serve the purpose of the leaf. As you can see at your right side, that is the example of the phyllote that can be found on Acacia coa.
Your right is our left.
Oh, sorry. A phyllote is a flattened leaf stalk which has probably evolved as a mean of conserving moisture in dry areas. It is more efficient in this regard than the feathery pinnate leaf usually found on acacias, as I said before. Phyllotes are generally thicker, joining the stem firmly with edge facing the sun. So commonly, phyllote can be found in Acacia genus. It is a xerophytic adaptation. Phyllote is flat, green in color, and carries out photosynthesis, and also reduce the rate of transpiration in xerophytic plants like Opuntia. In mosses, the phyllotes refer to the leaf-like structures of the moss plant in the uh, gametophyte stage. The phyllotes are not regarded as true leaf, although similar in appearance and function. It is because phyllotes do not have vascular tissues. So you can see at the picture the example of the phyllotes.
Phyllote do not have vascular tissue. How does it deliver all the water and nutrients?
Phyllotes not regarded as true leaf.
What's the vascular tissue?
The xylem flower.
Okay. It hasn't got any xylem and phloem. How does it deliver all the water and nutrients to the rest of the structure? Imagine your hand without blood vessel and blood capillaries. How all the oxygen and nutrient reaching the rest of your hand? It's gifted. Usually this through diffusion. Actually, there are some kind of maybe primitive vascular tissue, not fully differentiated. That's the word for it. Basic structure which is not fully developed. We call it rudimentary. Okay, all right, go on.
Okay, Insectivorous leaf. This is a leaf pitcher. A pitcher plant are carnivorous plants that attract, kill, and digest insects. And the leaf is like a jug-like pitcher, which function as pitfall traps that hunt prey. And the leaf has slippery inner walls and sticky fluid inside the pitcher that will digest unfortunate diabetes and enzyme at the bottom of the pitcher to release the nutrient needed by the plants. For example, is Nepenthes species. Nepenthes species. And we can see here, leaf tips terminate in coiling tendrils, which under ideal conditions are modified into prey-catching pitchers. Okay, next.
Oh, this plant, I remember this leaf bladder thing.
So I will continue our presentation with leaf bladder. Okay, so one of the leaf modification is the segment of the leaf is modified into bladders. So it serves as a food for the aquatic plants for trapping the insect. Okay, so they produce a kidney-shaped foliage with specialized bladder-like structure for trapping live insect prey. Okay, so the one of the example, the species is swollen bladderwort or Utricularia inflata. Utricularia inflata. Okay, so basically this bladderwort have a traps. Okay.
Bladderwort.
Okay. So it lives in a hollow underwater structure having a flexible door or valve that is normally kept closed. So when a helpless animal swims near to the plant, the trap opens and the trap is inside. Okay, so usually this species eat food like protozoa or rotifers that swim in the water-soaked soil. Okay, so
This is true, you know. This is one of the plants that I learned during my practical training. long time ago. The one that I learned can suck in like vacuum cleaner goldfish.
Wow.
Yeah. Okay. Go on.
Okay, so there is several species of bladderwort that comes from the same genus but different species, and basically they are originating from Antarctica.
Mm.
Okay, so to be specific, there is some species which is butterwort or penguin.
Bukan Butterworth in
But-
Penang.
Butterwort.
Butterworth.
Butterwort.
Wort.
Butterworth.
Alpine wort.
Butterwort. sorry. Or
It's alright. Go on.
Pinguicula species. Second is alpine butterwort.
Mm-hmm.
And common butterworts, and then butterworts or the species name is Pinguicula moranensis. Okay, so next.
So the last one in Insectivorous leaf is in the Drosera. Drosera is commonly known as sundews from family Droseraceae. It's they capture and digest insect using stalk mucilaginous glands covering their leaf surface. If you can see in Drosera rotulifolia, there's just like a water droplet, but it's actually a mucilaginous gland.
That structure is called tentacles, like the octopus tentacles. That. Mm.
This is the leaf and tentacle movement.
Oh yeah, I got that
It's very
tentacle.
The sundews are characterized by glandular tentacles topped with sticky secretion that covers their leaves.
Mm.
It is example Drosera angelica with prey,
Anglica.
Anglica with prey. Okay, another one, and okay, that's all from our.
All right. Okay. Cool. That's a nice presentation. Any question? All good? Okay. Okay. Thank you very much. All right. Okay.
Actually,
Yep.
there's another person in our group, but
Dame.
it got into a accident.
Oh, what happened?
Accident for car and
Was it the stitches just now? Okay. Then you show me the stitches. Okay. Don't do that to other lecturer. You know, some people are very sensitive with stuff. I'm okay. I'm like I work in upper mortuary and stuff. Okay. So thank you very much. Group. What group? Eurosa. Next group, you need to download quickly. Go. Eurosa's done. Cepatlah. Next. Go. Okay. While they are downloading the notes, I want to ask you to do one thing. This is actually lecture / in-class activity because we want to finish everything today, right? So kalau balik pukul 8 tak apa? Go to toilet.
Yeah, Oriza.
You have these notes, correct? These final notes. So groups that you are done with the presentation, what I want to do is, this group as well, look at back to your notes. You can do this because bukan kau bagi perhatian pun kan? Tapi kau baca benda ni. Read this quickly. I need you to find 5 keywords. Anything from the notes. Of course, you need to read the notes to know the keywords. For example, let's say you want to use the word pericarp. Pericarp. Okay? I want you to write this word pericarp on a piece of paper, fold it, give to me. So each group, I need 7 pieces of keywords. Don't tell other groups because we're going to do activity. Okay? So by the time the final group done with the presentation, we should be having 35 pieces of keywords, folded keywords. Okay? So where do you put it? Tak mana? Pinjam je kotak ni. Tak dalam kotak ni. Apa? Oh yeah, got that one. Yes, put it in here. Fold it nicely, okay? Don't let it easily open to the point other people know what's in there. Okay? Hold it. Put in here. When you're done, you can put it. Don't wait other group. Okay, go. You can do that later. Nobody's leaving anybody. Okay, go on.
Okay, today we will present about sub-area stem modification. Okay, first I will explain about runner. Okay, what is runner? Runner is a horizontal branch from the base of plant that produces a new plant from buds at its tips. Runner is a form.
Kejap, Kak. Please silently discussing. I need to listen to this. Okay, go on.
Runner is a form of long stem that lies adjacently to the ground, which enables rapid vegetative propagation, that is producing offspring. Okay, it's originate from the elongation of the basal internode and run horizontally over the ground. Okay, runner also carries bud and anchor the soil with the help of a root development at nodes. It gives rise to a new plant that's help in vegetative propagation. Okay, for example, here we have a grasses. Cynodon is a type of grass, another type of grass, and oxalis is what we call that wood.
Butterfly
Yeah,
plant.
butterfly.
But aku tak tahu.
Okay, and this is an example of a plant that have a runner to help their vegetative propagation. Okay, also other than that, runner is have characteristics such as the stem is slender, prostrate and creeping in nature on the ground, on the soil. Okay.
Okay, next is the stolon. Okay, let me tell a little bit about its background. The word stolon comes from the Latin word which is stolo, meaning a shoot, branch or twig springing from the root. Okay, so what is stolon? Stolon is a stem that curves toward the ground horizontally and on reaching a moist spot, takes root and form an upright stem and ultimately separate plant. As you can see on the knot, okay, this is a stolon. Okay, there will be a knot between this plant. Okay, and the root will
What?
grow out from the knots.
Apa dia?
The roots will grow out from the knots.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's forming arch. Dia melengkung ke atas. Yep.
U shape.
Yeah.
Okay. Sometimes people can similarities between the stolon and the runner, but the runner is kind of a long stolon.
Okay.
Right.
Correct.
Okay. So I think that's all.
Yeah. Class, I forgot one thing. Once you have put down the word, put what is it? Small definition under it. Okay. For example, you put a pericarp, right? Don't use a pericarp. I already use it. Pericarp is the structure of what in the fruit? Tell. It can be 1 or 2 sentences definition or just a picture. Kau nak lukis sikit. Then fold it, put it in a box. Okay. So keyword plus definition or illustration, up to you. Then put it in the box. Okay. Everything in the note. Nobody can lose.
Okay,
Thank
I
you.
will continue with sucker. Sucker is a rafon basal, which is an underground part of the main stem. And sucker grow horizontally, then emerge upward. So we can see that in this banana tree, this as the sucker, and it emerge upward and in horizontally form. So it will develop a leafy shoot and a adventitious root before separating from the mother plant. And the new sucker will grow to become a mature plant that will also produce a new sucker. So we can see from the banana, we can see the sucker will grow to a mature plant, and after it be a plant parent tree, it will have a sucker again. So the example of plant for sucker is chrysanthemum, banana, pudina, strawberry, and pineapple. So that's all.
Okay, next is offset. What is offset? Offset in stem. Offset is a modification of stem in which a lateral branch will shut into knot and each knot bearing a rosette of leaves at the top roots. This type of modification is found in aquatic plants such as Pistia and Concordia. The function of offset is to propagate the plant species by propagating to a new niche. Next, Shida will consider offset.
For offset, the stem is shorter and thicker than the runner, but it is present along the surface of water instead of soil. The nodes are close to each other because of shorter internodes. Tuft of adventitious roots and a cluster of leaves develop in each node. The leaf of petal are with parenchyma, helping in flotation. An offset is a short runner like branch which produce a new plant at its tip. The offset grow in all directions from the main stem of the parent plant. Example, water lettuce and water hyacinth.
Water hyacinth. All right. Okay. Cool. Thank you. That's very brief and concise. Okay. Good. Any question? All good? All good? Okay. I think generally the picture looks okay. Just go through which picture that looks blur, because I need to put it for the next semester student for reference. So blur picture, please replace it with better one or find a way to unblur it. Okay? All right. Okay, cool. Thank you, Oriza. Okay, next. So, Oriza, please put your keywords as well soon. All right, next. Sweet Petal, are you here? Go, 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 go. Find your notes somewhere in there. Can you find a website that we can open it later for countdown? Countdown. That we can stop or run or reset just on the one screen without ever leaving it. Okay, is everybody here?
Yes.
Have you signed the attendance?
Not yet.
No, okay. All right. Okay. Tell me what you do and then go on.
Yes, Assalamualaikum. Hi, we are from Group Sweet Petal. Today we are going to present our topic, which is underground stem modification. Do we need intro ourselves?
It's all right. I mean, like,
No need.
go proceed.
Okay, so what is stem? Stem is generally considered to be the central axis of the plant. Support the leaf and flower of a plant, has nodes from which new shoots and sometimes new roots can arise. A stem is usually found above ground but can be modified and found below ground as well. So there are 4 underground stem modifications, which is rhizome, bulb, comb, and tuber. So the first one is rhizome. Rhizome is horizontal underground stem that send out both shoots and roots. It may act as a storage organ in plants, especially when situated underground. There are 2 types of rhizome. First, dense rhizome grow vertically. Second is running rhizome spread horizontally, either underground, subterranean, or above the soil but closely intact. So there are examples of rhizome. First is ginger or halia. The Latin name is Zingiber officinae.
Bukan zinger, zingiber.
Zingiber officinae. So, in ginger, rhizome of ginger it's bear adventitious roots.
Adventitious.
Adventitious root. Its bear nodes and internode. It is underground and its side food material. The second example of rhizome is
for the second example of rhizome is turmeric. In Malay is we call kunyit. It has a thick underground rhizome, which is a branch fingers. The rhizome has a distant smells and taste. Its tuberous rhizome, oblong or ovate or periform and are often branched. Externally, the rhizomes are yellowish brown, and while the internal surface is orange in color. For the Latin name is Curcuma longa, and common name is turmeric, and family is
Zingiberaceae.
Zingiberaceae. For origin is Southeast Asia. For plant part, rhizome, underground rhizome is used as condiments, stuff and cosmetics, and for traditional item of export.
Okay.
Okay, next bulb. There are two bulbs. There are two basic types of bulbs. First is tunicate bulbs. Second is scaly bulbs. For tunicate bulb, have a papery outer covering called a tunic, a compressed, modified stem with knots called a basal plate, fleshy scales made of modified leaf tissue, and onions and tulips are tunicate bulb.
Tunicate. Bukan
Tunicate. Okay.
Bukan basal.
Basal plate. Okay.
So we continue to another bulb which is scaly bulb. Scaly
Kuat sikit kak.
Scaly bulb have a leg, a papery covering which is we call tunic. Another is scaly bulb have a basal plate, have fleshy scales made of leaf tissue, and scaly bulb do not form onion rings when it cuts in cross sections. Lilium is a scaly bulb. Example of scaly bulb.
Okay. Non-tunicate simply it hasn't got a skin to peel off.
Comb resemble bark. It composed entirely of stem tissue. It is a pepper, or also we can call it as a scales-like leaf. It is adventitious root at the base. It act as a food storage. Example plant that has comb is banana, yam, or taro.
Taro. Yam.
Taro.
Taro is Ultraman that never come back to Earth.
Okay.
Taro.
And then Latin name, we call it as Colocasia esculenta.
Yes.
Common name taro lah. Okay, and then other example is Latin name Dioscorea species, or common name we call it yam.
Yam.
And then the third example is musa species.
Yum to show that it's delicious. Yummy. Yam.
Okay, yam. And then the last example we have is musa species, or common name we call it as a banana. Okay, this is
Bukan Musa, Musa.
Musa species. Okay, as the huraian apa?
What?
Explanation. The comb is the site at which banana plant produce sucker or offshoot of young banana plants that grow in clusters around the mother plant.
Okay.
The next is a tuber. Potato is swelling underground stem
Potato.
differing from the root tuber and bearing several small scale and bud called eyes, as well as a terminal bud in the free ends. For example, is a potato. It's full of fruit bacteria.
What?
More material. Okay. For the
Relax, don't nervous. Don't get nervous. It's just us here.
For the Latin name is Solanum tuberosum.
Tuberosum, yep.
Okay. For the common name is potato or sweet potato. Okay. Next.
Okay, the next example of tubers is artichokes. As we know, artichokes are grown deep
Scroll it.
deep-rooted plant, which is the Latin name is Crina
Sinara.
cardunculus,
Scolimus.
common name artichokes. It is from North Africa. For the extra info, artichokes are used as a food. As we know, the leaves are often removed one at a time, and the fleshy base eaten with vinaigrette, Hollandaise,
Vinaigrette.
Hollandaise, vinegar, butter, mayonnaise, abalone, lemon juice, or other sauces. The second is it can be used as a beverage. Artichokes can also be made into a herbal tea.
All right.
Okay, that's all from us. Thank you.
All right, cool. That's very interesting. Okay, any question? Yeah. Okay, I've seen this for all groups so now up to this point. Two things. Oops. Number one, nobody give the mind map at the beginning. Didn't I ask you to give the mind map? You talk about, because I've given you once, right, the example. You got the root, you got the tap root, you got the adventitious root. Then further down here, what is what? So please put the mind map so that people know from the whole story about the stem or leaf, you are only addressing this section. Give an overview so that people are not lost, okay? For all groups. So far, nobody put it. Put this in your first slide before you tell the whole lot of the story. And secondly, this is as well, please correct the way you put the Latin name, okay? When you put the Latin name, you cannot have the second word in capital form. It must be in small. Okay? Capital, lowercase. Okay? And italic as well. Alright? Capital, lowercase. Okay, that's all. Thank you. Alright. Next. So thank you, sweet petal. So Vegapunk and Lavender, who wants? Come. You can discuss with your group, okay, what keywords you want to put. I'll give time, don't worry. I'll give time for you to decide. You need to read as well, right? Okay.
Bila dah settle masuk ini bagus ini bagus.
Have you found it?
You boleh adjust and then boleh play and then boleh stop. Then boleh adjust.
Any sound? The scarier the better. Is it desktop? Can it play on desktop? Alright, okay.
Berarti kalau nak buka slide baru boleh tak?
Why? Everything should be in your folder now. What happened to you in your folder? I think it's your group again. I keep asking to put all your assignment in the folder. Why? What happened?
They just change.
So, kenapa tak letak dalam ni?
Apa? Siapa letak?
Tak, benda ni dah lama. Dalam ni.
Dalam tak bahasa ni lama.
No, you can email yourself. You can open the email here and then put it later. Do you want me to see at the unfinished stuff? That's going to affect your marks. Okay, you know what? Go figure that out. We'll call Lavender. Lavender, are you ready? Where are you? Lavender group. Lavender. Don't email. Just okay, if you can put straight into the folder. Okay. Lavender. Are you ready? Come. Okay, go to the folder to find. Yeah.
Can you start?
Okay. How many of you?
6.
What happened? The other one? Come.
So, good evening, all of you. We are from
It's still afternoon.
afternoon. Sorry. So we are from Lavender Group. So today we will present about the compound leaf. So this is our group member. Okay. Okay. This is the outline for our presentation. Firstly, I would like to talk about the helmetly compound leaf. So it is a 5 section, which is unifoliate, bifoliate, trifoliate, quadrifoliate, and multifoliate. So for the first one, for unifoliate, as you can see in front of you, the definition for unifoliate refers to the plants that have one leaf-like structure present on the top of the leaf stalk. This leaf-like structure is not actually a leaf, but instead a leaflet. This is because the leaflet does not have an axillary bud, which a true leaf always does. For example, citrus sp, from the family of Rutaceae. For the second one is bifoliate. As you look in front of you, the definition describes that this leaf have 2 leaflets which attach to the petiole at a single point. For example, Bauhinia from the family of Fabaceae.
What's the common name for this plant? What's the common name for this plant?
Orchid tree.
Okay. Is that so?
Okay, I will continue the presentation. Okay, as you can see here, the trifoliate.
Trifoliate.
Okay, the definition of this leaf is the leaf have 3 leaflets which attach to the petiole at a single point. Okay, the example of this leaf is Oxylase, and the family is Oxylidaceae.
You can use the cursor to show so that people know what structure you're talking about.
Okay, next. Okay, this is quadrifoliate. Okay, the definition of this leaf is this leaf have 4 petals which attach to the petiole at a single point. For example, the plant of Marsilia and Marsillaceae, or the family of Marsillaceae.
Okay.
Okay, that's all for me.
All right.
Okay, I will to continue the pinette. Okay. Definition of pinette is a compound leaf.
Pinette
is a compound leaf that has an axis on each side of the midrib. Is known as a pinette leaf. Okay. Resembling a feather, especially in having similar parts arranged on opposite side of an axis, like the buds on the rachis of a feather, pinette leaf. Feather and pinette leaf. Okay. For the example, the plant is walnut, and for family, Juglandaceae.
Juglandaceae. If you're European. If you're American, Juglandaceae.
Oh, okay. For
unipinette.
For unipinette, definition of unipinette is a solitary compound leaf with a row of leaflets arranged on each side of the common rachis. For the example, the plant is Cassia and family Fabaceae. Okay, that's all from me.
Okay, thank you.
Sorry, there's a mistake.
What?
Still permanently compound leaf.
Okay.
So we move to the multifoliate.
So just now is Pinnate is still not. Okay, it's alright. It's alright. Yeah, it makes me wonder just now. Okay. Don't worry.
So this one is multifoliate.
Mm.
These leaves have more than 4 leaflets are attached to a petiole to form a single leaf. Okay, for example, the plant is bombex from the family of Malvaceae, and also the common name is silk cotton tree and or kapot tree. For ethnobotany, usually silk cotton is used for stuffing mattress and pillows. And
Pinnate. What about the other pinnates? That's already covered. Caripinate, imcaripinate.
So in this slide, we will discuss about 7 types of pinnate decompound leaves. Firstly, pinnate, unipinnate, bipinnate, tripinnate, decompound, parapinnate, and imparipinate.
Okay.
So first off, we have pinnate, which has been discussed by Adib.
Okay. Why did you jump? Cannot wait to finish. It's alright. It's alright. This is already covered. You can go on. This is already done. And bipinnate.
Bipinnate.
Okay.
Pening orang nak faham nak follow kumpulan kau.
Okay. Bipinnate. The compound leaves which are divided twice. The leaflets on these petioles appear on the rachis. Then after rachis. Then are further subdivided along secondary rachises. Each leaflet is called as pinule.
Pinule. Yep.
Okay, for example, the plant is acacia and from family of Fabaceae. Provenus is from Africa and Australasia. The common names, which is called mimosa or thorn tree or wattle. For ethnobotany, wattle. For ethnobotany, usually used for landscape as roadside tree, general shade providing tree, and wood used to make common wood furniture, for mosaic carving handicraft for tourists.
Okay.
So I will go next. Tripinnate. Tripinnate defined as a tertiary axis bearing leaflets emerges from the secondary axis. So, for example, the plant that have tripinnate leaf is moringa, which come from Moringaceae family. This plant is native to South Asia. Fun fact about this plant, it is used to prevent cancer symptoms at early stage because it has antioxidant saja. Antioxidant effect.
Okay.
So next we have the compound pinnate leaves. So this is basically leaf with more than 3 pinnate. So for example, we have old coriander, which is from the family of Jacquelindaceae.
Okay.
This plant is native to South Europe and Asia. This plant is commonly used in our cooking.
The picture here, is it a coriander or parsley? How do you know? So tanya dia. I didn't know whether this is true or not. It was told to me by someone. Parsley has the word P. The leaf should be pointy at the tip. It's not like this. So is it pointy? No. So it's coriander. All right. Go ahead.
We continue our presentation. Okay, this one is paripinnates. Okay, definition is the pinnately compound leaf in which leaflets are brown in pair along the
Born
bone in part along the
in pairs.
in pairs along the branches without a single terminal. Leaflets also called even pinnates.
Okay.
Okay, example plant is Cassia.
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 Mm.
Okay. Common name is also can called Cinnamomum cassia.
Cinnamon. This is cinnamon actually. Cinnamomum cassia.
Cinnamomum cassia.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or Chinese cinnamon. You know cinnamon? Do you know cinnamon? You never cook.
Okay.
Kulit kayu manis.
Oh.
Allah. Okay, go on.
Okay. Families Lauraceae.
Mm.
Province is South China.
Mm-hmm.
And Endobotany is in
Essential oil.
essential oil made from the street
Bark.
have many use,
Such as
as healthy food and drinks.
drinks. Okay.
Okay, the last slide is infrapinate.
Mm.
Definition is the pinnately compound leaf in which there is only one terminal leafless raised, then a terminal pair of leaflets is known as infrapinnate leaf. They are also called as odd
Pinnate leaf.
pinnate leaf.
Mm.
Okay, example plant is peach.
Not peach. Pea. Peach is fruit. This is bean. Pea. Kacang hijau.
Okay.
Kacang hijau. Kacang peas. Kacang peas. Okay.
Common name is green pea.
Mm.
Family Fabaceae.
Mm. Provenance.
Provenance is South Europe.
Southern Europe.
Southern Europe.
Mm.
The last at the botany is cooked in soup,
Mm.
steamed or stir
Fried. Okay.
That's all our presentation.
All right, that's good. Very clear. Good. But still, you need to work on the mind map. Kind of confused, keep on jumping. See, even I got confused. All right, okay. So, any question for the vendor group? All good? Okay, thank you very much. Okay. Cepat.
One right.
I'm going to make you cry as well soon. Are you done with the keywords? Okay. Ni surat kepada siapa? Okay. Just from this, okay? Don't go overboard to other chapters.
Kopi je lah yang dia buka dia.
Mm-hmm.
Siapa?
Okay.
Oh ya. Wajah. Kopi tu lah. Student tak pengen tak ide.
Some of you even glue in the paper.
Different.
Already?
Tak banyak. Ada tu.
You know what? Apparently, all of you using different kind of papers. So we can know straightly which group writing which Can we use a standard paper? Do we have any extra A4? Kejap. Just one? So, who got A4? I don't bring any. Do you have any A4? Yeah. Got two. No, I want everybody take this bag and then bring just one quality of paper. Yeah, because we don't want you to know this is belong to which group. Right. Can you use the same paper? Minta anybody kind heart to donate. Okay, get back your stuff. You know, right? Because you use this quality of paper. Use paper of the same quality, like that. Clear A4. All right. Okay. Are you ready? Okay. All right. Go on. Don't worry. I'll give you time later if you haven't done so.
Assalamualaikum. We are from group Rejapang.
Hi.
So today we are going to present about the area stem modification. So let's start with Arfan.
So I will tell about area stem modification. Let's start with tendril. Tendril are quite an delicate part which are used for climbing.
Can you use the cursor to point because there are so many going on?
Sorry.
Okay.
Tendrils are quite and
You can sit if it's more comfortable. No, because there's so many going on. I need to. Yeah.
Okay, so thank you. So tendrils are quite an delicate part which are used for climbing. They develop from the axillary bud. So for example, for tendril is grapevines. Let's move to the bulbils.
Bulbils.
It's a modified axillary bud also. It store food and become a fleshy. It's detached from the mother plant and develop into a new plant. Example is Dioscorea.
Okay.
So move for pseudobulb. Pseudobulb is false.
Pseudo means false.
Pseudo means false. So for the example for pseudo is orchid.
No. Kau sendiri tulis kau tak tahu nak cakap apa. Orchid is a epiphyte plant. It lives in the canopy.
Is enlarged stem segments and also water storage during a dry season.
Right.
So let's move for thorn. Thorn are developed from axillary bud. They are pointed, woody, and hard. Spiny structure which provide protection from grazing animal. Example is Bougainvillea.
Okay, all right.
Last is cladode and phylloclade. This modified stem which are green and perform photosynthesis.
Y double L? Double I? Photosynthesis.
Typo. They become a fleshy. Leaves are reduced to spines. These are commonly found in xerophytic plant to reduce water loss. Example water loss. Example is Asparagus.
All right.
So for more about area stem modification, I will give to my friends.
Okay, go on.
Yeah, we continue to 4 types of stem tendrils. Okay, the first one is axillary. Okay, the terminal bud is modified to be tendrils where the expansion occurs with the assistance of the axillary buds. Okay, this helps the plant body to climb. So in extra axillary, which is same but different to the axillary, the extra axillary buds are formed on other parts of the stem or the knots of the leaf base. Okay, the third one, leaf opposed. Okay, a tendril that arises opposite the insertion of the leaf. The floral bud or inflorescence tendrils.
Don't you want to show where is the tendril on the picture?
This one.
Tunjuklah. Kat atas tu kau tengah baca tadi
Oh,
leaf purpose tu.
okay, this one, this is the tendrils and this is the leaf. Of
Don't just read the slide. You got the picture. Utilize the picture. Alright, go on.
Okay, the last one, okay, floral bud or inflorescence tendrils. Okay,
Inflorescence.
Inflorescence tendrils. So this is the floral bud.
Okay.
The floral bud tendrils are also known as inflorescence tendrils. The flowers are present in
Tengok asal
branches
apa?
in this kind of plants. Those are found in axils of scale leaves present in floral shoot. The upper floral buds present in the branch will modify into tendrils instead of flowers. Okay,
alright.
that's all for me. So we'll continue on the next part.
Okay, thank you, Shaki. Next, I'm going to discuss about thorn. Thorns, spike, and prickles are basically
Prickles.
Basically have a hard structure with a heart shape or at least point end. All of them with the same function of mechanical deterring alveoli, but in botanical term, a thorn is derived from shoot, so they can be branch or not. The spine derived from leaf. Derived from leaf, the entire leaf or some part of the leaf that leaves a vascular bundle inside, like a petal or stipule.
Stipule.
Lastly is prickles.
Prickles.
Derived from the epidermis and don't have a vascular bundle inside.
Alright.
This is an example of spine, thorn, and
Prickles, thorns, and spine. Good. Go on.
Alright. Thank you, Niza. Okay, we go to the place of the bulbis. First, along the stem, we can see the bulbis along the stem. So, cluster of the bulbis forming along the stem in Watsonia. This can be harvested and handled as ordinary bulbs from propagation. For the second stalk of stem, you can see these bulbs on the top of stem. They form in the leaf axil and can be common in certain types of lily and develop early in the season and fall to the ground after the plant flower. Okay. Oh, thank you.
Whoa, what's that?
Thank you, Ahmad. So I will continue about the cladode and cladophyll. So, cladode and cladophyll is a flattened stem or internode that resemble and function as a leaf. It is an adaptation to reduce water loss since it contains fewer stomata than a leaf. So the first is flattened green stem. Flattened green stem on Scambergera. Sclambergera. Sebut je lah. Truncata. Truncata. This is creamer's cactus. Sclambergera truncata has flattened to reach succulent stem. Succulent. So succulent. Berjus. Succulent stems are cladodes. Each segment or joint forms as a growth increment. Very fine short spines arise from areoles, modified axillary buds positioned along the two ribs. So the second is leaf-like cladode on Ruscus hypoglosum. A young shoot of Ruscus hypoglosum, Butcher's broom, or Caesar's laurel shows the presence of a small
kehadiran
of a small vestigial scale leaf and the broad leaf-like cladode arising in the axil of the leaf. Oddly, from the center of the cladode, the flower of this plant forms. Okay. So the third is leaf-like cladode. It's flattened green stem are so thin that they can easily fool a collector into thinking at first that these are leaves with causally serrate margins. But flowers eventually appears in the sinuses, where the axillary bud is located. So the next is a a phylloclade is subtended.
Phylloclade is subtended by a leaf.
Phylloclade is subtended by a leaf.
Ada kau dengar aku cakap macam nak jatuh tulang?
Tak ada.
Ha.
Okay. A tiny ephemeral scale leaf ephemeral scale leaf can be observed along the main axis of Butcher's broom. Ruscus. Ruscus aculeata, family Ruscaceae, and Ruscaceae. And from the axillary bud forms the leaf-like cladoid.
Okay.
So the next a cladoid in the
tapeworm
plant.
Nampak ada H ujung, typo betul kan? Okay, go on.
An example of a cladoid flattened stem that look like a leaf is the tapeworm plant.
Buah ke bukan? Buah ke bukan?
Muellinbeckia.
Boleh lah.
Muellinbeckia family Polygonaceae. A viney or scandent plant in which scandent plant in which the stem forms joint-like lines at each node. Hence the common name. So the next is tapeworm plant with photosynthetic organ as a flat cladoid. This specimen of the tapeworm plant, Muellinbeckia family Polygonaceae, has a triangular lanceolate. Lanceolate leaf still attached at each node of the stem, which becomes the chief photosynthetic organs as flat cladoid.
Okay, go on.
Okay, so next is Disocactus nelsoni variation hondurensis have two ribbed stems appear like leaf. Disocactus nelsoni variation hondurensis, the member of this genus have two ribbed stems which almost appear like leaf, and multiple flowers form from a single areole. So next is the areole. So next is the needle-like structure of the asparagus are cladoids. The needle-like structures of the typical South African species of asparagus from family Asparagaceae are cladoids. The subtending scale-like leaf is virtually unnoticed on this plant.
Okay.
So the last is Simile. Simile androgyna has cladoids that bear flowers. Simile androgyna from family Ruscaceae has dark green, broad cladoids that bear flowers along their margins. Bear flowers along their margins. Larger clasping leaf, each with a prominent leaf base, from along the rapidly growing climbing stems. From the lateral shoots,
before the lateral shoot,
with cladoids are produced.
Okay.
The next, I pass to Kadir.
Macam mengaji mukadam.
I will present the last part.
Okay, go on.
Okay.
Suitable.
Suitable is storage organ found in many epiphytic and terrestrial sympodial orchids.
Correct the typo later. Okay, go on.
It is derived from ethicnate of the part of a stem between leaf nodes and may be composed of just one internode or several. Terms heteroplastic and homoplastic and large stem segments, water storage during dry season, type of epiphytic orchids. Epiphytic orchids that have versatile bulbs include general Cattleya, Dendrobium, and Oncidium. That's all.
Alright.
Thank you.
Okay. Is there more?
No.
No. Is that all?
Yeah.
Alright. Cool. Okay. That's very comprehensive. Like the whole Wikipedia goes in there. Alright. So thank you. Okay. So what time now? Let me look at the time. Alright. Has everyone? Kenapa ada lagi warna ni? Cepat. Betul kan? Ni lagi. Come, group that have not done it, remove non-clear A4 paper. Replace with one type of paper. This paper. Kalau tak ada minta, siapa nak sedekah kat dia bagi. Tu, bagi. You don't need a lot of paper, just a small piece. Tu, ambil. So kita nak buat apa ni?
Nak buat kantong ke?
Okay, you know what? We will start this at what time now? Okay. I'll give you 20 minutes to read the notes. Okay. I told you right. In my class there will be quiz terkejut-terkejut. Habislah. Relax lah, belum kelima lagi. You should be here under 5, right? Under 5. Sabar. So I'll give you 20 minutes. Scan read the entire note. Alright? And then I'll tell you what's going to happen. Okay, so you have until about 4:15. Alright? Okay, read. Read, get as much of information that you can get. It's a life skill, okay? You need to scan read very, very fast. So, is everybody here or has someone left? Go to toilet. Okay. All right. I need to explain how the game is going to work. Right. Tak nak buat apa? Have you ever played charade? Pedang beracun? Charade. Okay. So each group, you need to decide which member of your group that you want to throw to the front. It can be the same person or you can take turn. Doesn't matter. You decide. Okay? So this person will be shown with a keyword that has been selected from here. And this person going to see the keyword and then he or she needs to move all the possible movement so that somebody can guess the word. Okay. Wait, ada lagi. To make things easier, he or she can use the marker to draw in addition to bersilat-silat dekat depan ni. The only thing tak boleh tunjuk kat sini is no words. Tengok ni tak boleh guna. No words, no numbers. So you can tell here like how many words, like the first syllable sounds like what? Right. Like ni. Ba tu. You want somebody to guess. Say it. Ba tu.
Tak faham.
You want to guess the ba. Make something that people can guess. Ba. Okay. Ba. Lepas tu, okay, you got it ba. And then find something so that people can guess the second syllable is tu. So they combine it becomes batu. However, the person who answered this needs to tell what is batu. That's why we have the definition. Batu. Batu is a type of mineral. You get the answer. Then you get 5 marks is if more than 2 words. I will either get a leaf, a cherry, or tengkorak kau. Okay? Alright? Okay, alright. So, the person that gets thrown here will take turn from one group to one group. But the person who going to answer can be of any group. Siapa cepat, dia dapat. The more you answer, the more leaf, the more cherries you're going to get. Alright? Alright? What if you only manage to answer like partially? Dapatlah satu. However, this person, you need to do it like 30 seconds. Okay? If 30 seconds is up, you go back to your seat. The next group representative come out and then do the second keyword. So we're going to do this until 30 minutes is up for the whole game. 30 minutes je. Alright? Okay, I'll give you 5 minutes to make a strategy because we need to arrange this as well.